Android users, you can now have TYT in the palm of your hand. Our TYT app is available for download in the Google Play Store. Just go to tyt.com/app to find out more.
Omarosa Manigault Newman is coming out with a book. It's a tell-all book regarding the Trump administration where she served as some sort of advisor. Now, I have no love for her. I don't really trust her. I also have no love for Trump, and I certainly don't trust him. However, she secretly recorded administration officials and is releasing some of these tapes. So with that said, let's go to the first tape. This is John Kelly firing Omarosa. Take a look.
Can I ask you a couple of questions? Is the president aware of what's going on?
Let's not go down the road. This is a non-negotiable discussion.
I don't want to negotiate. I've never had a chance to talk to you, General Kelly.
Yeah,
so if this is my departure, I'd like to have at least an opportunity to understand.
We can talk another time. This has to do with some pretty serious integrity violations. So I'll let it go at that. So the staff and everyone on the staff works for me, not the president.
Okay, so I mean, murderer's row of creeps here. So Omarosa taping the chief of staff. What are you doing? That's crazy. So outrageous. She apparently brought a secret recording device into the Situation Room. Look, now I'm afraid that Donald Trump is going after a lot of his political enemies, and I think that and talking about now Jeanine Pirro on Fox News talking about imprisoning Robert Mueller, insanity, right? Jerry Falwell Jr., evangelical leader, talking about imprisoning Jeff Sessions, Trump's attorney general, because he's not sufficiently loyal enough to Donald Trump.
Jesus
I mean, these people have lost their
Christ.
minds. But in a case like Omarosa, I actually do think that the FBI or whichever branch is responsible for this should go get the other tapes. It's not a matter of defending Donald Trump. It's a matter of you're not allowed to record in the Situation Room. What if you recorded national secrets? Yeah, somebody should go get those tapes and not have it just be in her position. It's not like she's a trustworthy person. So look, I think some of the stuff she says about Trump is true, and we'll talk about that. But what she did was outrageous. So you have to call it like it is.
Yeah, so she claims, in various combative interviews that the reason why she did this was to protect herself because the administration, according to her, and I believe her on this, lies incessantly. And so when she got fired, she said that, well, the recordings, we didn't show you this portion of it. In the recording, General Kelly says something about how she should just kind of let it go and agree to this and not make a big deal about it so she can move on to other things without any issues.
I have the exact quote. He says, you can go on without any type of difficulty in the future relative to your reputation.
Right.
Now, you can tell in the part that we played for you, he said that there was terrible violations of ethics. So Omarosa turns around and goes, oh my God, you see that? He's threatening me about my reputation. But apparently you violated ethics rules terribly. So that would be a legitimate thing. Hey, look, don't be a knucklehead. If you go and don't make a big mess here, then people don't have to find out what a terrible employee you were.
No, the thing that drives me crazy is that this is the White House that we're talking about. This is our government that we're talking about. I mean, the clowns who thought it was a good idea to hire her because she was on a reality show with Trump. I mean, Trump was part of that decision, right? I mean, what is this? Is it a circus? Are we going to run, the executive branch this way? Are Trump supporters in favor of the way things are turning out? Is this making America great again? I mean, you're right. She shouldn't be recording them secretly like this. But at the same time, what do you think's going to happen when you employ a clown as a Trump advisor?
No, if you set up a three-ring circus, you shouldn't be surprised when clowns show up.
Yeah.
And then you hired them. So we're gonna get to Trump's tweets in a second, which are amazing and preposterous. But the exact quote that Anna was referring to is Omarosa said, this is a White House where everybody lies. You have to have your back. Okay, that's true. Everybody in the White House does lie. They lie incessantly, including the president and including you, Omarosa. Okay, but that doesn't mean you could record in the Situation Room in the White House. So recording people without their permission in some states is illegal and is deeply problematic in any workplace environment, let alone the White House. So there's nobody who's innocent here. They're all bad guys.
Yeah.
But let's get to Trump's tweets because it shows what a maniac he is.
Right, so we're gonna read Trump's tweets, and then she just released audio of an interaction that she had with Trump as well. This was a phone call that she had with Trump after she got fired. So first, here's what Trump had to say about this whole debacle. Wacky Omarosa, who got fired 3 times on The Apprentice, now got fired for the last time. She never made it, never will. She begged me for a job, tears in her eyes. I said, okay. People in the White House hated her. She was vicious, but not smart. I would rarely see her, but heard nasty things. That was the rest of that tweet. But I want to go to this second graphic. While I know it's not presidential to take on a lowlife like Omarosa, and while I would rather not be doing so, this is a modern day form of communication that I know the fake news media will be working overtime to make even wacky Omarosa look legitimate as possible. Sorry. But some of the things that she says are legitimate. I mean, again, I have no love for her, but what she's essentially doing, everything that she's put out there, just reinforces what we already knew about you, Trump, about your administration. She didn't say anything that was new. Yeah, she has some receipts in the form of these, these tapes. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing surprising, and there's nothing that we need to, try to make legitimate because we already know it's legitimate.
Part of the reason I want to talk about the tweets is because look at what Trump admits. So he starts with Wacky Omarosa, who got fired 3 times on The Apprentice. Then why did you hire her to work at the White House? I mean, what an admission of failure on his own part.
Right.
Here's a person who couldn't hold a job in your stupid reality show. And by the way, you schmuck, she was the great drama creator on the show. She was the one no one could trust. She was the bad guy. You didn't hire anyone else from those shows. You hired the worst person from those shows. And now you're gonna be surprised that she's wacky? No, you hired her to be wacky, you moron. There's another tweet here as to why he liked her, which is even more maddening. But I wanna point out 2 more things in that first tweet. He said she was vicious, but not smart. 2 parts of that. This is now what, the 3rd or 4th African American in a row that he's called not smart? Maxine Waters, Don Lemon, LeBron James, Omarosa. I don't think he knows he's doing it. It's just his reflex. It's all those stereotypes. Puerto Ricans, they didn't even help themselves. They were lazy, right?
Right.
Jews, when he got together with Republican Jewish businessmen, he said, this room knows how to renegotiate. It's like reflexive, all the stereotypes in his head.
Yeah,
anytime it's an African American, not smart. Are you kidding me?
Low IQ.
Low IQ, look in the goddamn mirror, you moron, okay? And who's the schmuck who hired her? You wanna talk about low IQ? And then, look, but something that nobody else is pointing out. She was vicious, but not smart. Because in his mind, vicious is good.
Yeah, that's right.
Vicious is a positive attribute, but surprisingly, she was not smart. Because most vicious people in his mind are smart. That's the smart thing to do, is to be vicious to other human beings. You betray yourself. You don't need Omarosa, you don't need the tapes. We have your own statements.
All right, so I want to go to the recording that she just released, and this features an interaction she had with Trump over the phone following John Kelly firing her.
Omarosa, what's going on? I just saw on the news that you're thinking about leaving. What happened?
General Kelly came to me and said that you guys wanted me to leave.
No, nobody even told me about it. Nobody,
Wow.
they run a big operation, but I didn't know it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
God damn it. I don't love you leaving at all.
God damn it, I don't love you leaving at all. So it appears that he didn't know what was going on, but she admits that it's likely he knew and just wanted to keep his hands clean.
Well, either way, if you're a Trump fan, how does that play out for you? Your 2 options are, he's a bumbling fool who has no idea what's happening inside his own White House, or he's a pathological liar who comes and goes, and a coward who doesn't want to say, yeah, I authorized firing you. Instead he goes, oh, God damn it, oh, I didn't love you leaving. So sad, so pathetic.
What a cuck.
So which one is it? Is he the pathetic coward who can't say it to her face and lies about it? Or the guy who has no idea what's going on right underneath his house? And this is not like he's owning a small business anymore. He's
That's
running
right.
our government and he doesn't know what's going on. Either one of those answers is not a great answer.
I'm curious what the right-wing, alt-right Trump supporters who throw around words like cuck and beta male have to say about that interaction, right? Because that wasn't strength, that was beta behavior 101.
Yeah. Okay, now more Omarosa charges, and I just, real quick dismiss some of these. So she says that Trump ate a piece of paper in front of her because her theory was that it was very sensitive information, that Michael Cohen was in the room. Michael Cohen comes out and goes, that didn't happen. And Michael Cohen at this point is no friend of Donald Trump. It's a weird story. I don't believe it, I don't care. So I dismiss that. She says that Donald Trump used racial slurs all the time on The Apprentice. That rumor's been going around forever. Nobody's ever produced the tapes. I'll tell you why I don't care, because I know Donald Trump's a racist. His actions show me he's a racist. I don't need a tape of him using the N-word. That doesn't further prove it for me. When he said the Central Park Five, who were innocent, 5 young minority males in New York who were accused of rape, spent so much time in jail, turns out they had the wrong guy, absolutely proven. The other guy confesses, DNA matches, etc. They come out and Donald Trump says, they probably did something anyway. They shouldn't be let out of prison. He's a racist through and through. Obama's not a real citizen. Every African American is low IQ. Please, I don't need to hear him say the N-word for me to know how racist he is. So I don't find that stuff that she has interesting. And by the way, she did sign an NDA and confidentiality agreements. Unsurprisingly, she violated them because she's a snake, okay? And she's not low IQ. I mean, she's got plenty of smarts, right? She knows how to grab the media's attention, and she does it over and over again for the benefit of only one person, herself. And that's why Trump hired her, because that's who he is. He looks at Omarosa and thinks, that's my kind of person.
That's right.
Okay, which leads me to one more quote of Donald Trump, one more tweet, okay? He said, when generally, as to why he kept Omarosa on, given her lack of ethics, her incompetence, she didn't even show up to some meetings, etc. So he said, when General Kelly came on board, he told me she was a loser and nothing but problems. I told him to try to working it out, if possible, because she only said great things about me. And great is capitalized. I think, now hold on guys, you got bosses, right? Think about what kind of a loser boss does that. Oh, I know she's incompetent. And I know she's terrible at her job. And he explains she didn't even show up a lot of the times. But she says great things about me. Oh, that's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. That's your big alpha male? So sad. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.